you're home.
Okay, what are
Huh?
we ready?
Hold on, Rod. Give me a minute. Oh, I'm in the gulag.
Oh my god.
Nigga, why did you delete that match? Just join me.
Is this our last Zoom today?
From time, yes. Three enemies sitting in my neck. Then kick them out.
Gordo, is that you?
Bro, put yourself on mute.
Sorry, Rod.
Kathy, yeah, this is our last Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought I was unmuted, but I wasn't.
Okay, so there's a little bit of review from algebra. Slope, intercept,
Intersect.
and point slope. All right, guys. So what does a slope intercept look like?
I forgot.
So this is a way that we write equations. If we're gonna graph them and we're gonna put them in a line, right?
Yippers.
So how does that look like? How does a slope intercept look like?
Like, oh no. I don't freaking know. On a grid map
How
or
would you
something?
explain it? Y equals mx plus b. I totally knew that.
Right.
Sure you did.
So y equals mx plus b, where the m, what does the m equal? Or
Isn't it the y-intercept? Or it's
the y-intercept's actually b.
I was close.
So what is the m?
Isn't that your slope?
That is a slope, yes.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
What about the point slope formula? Who remembers that one?
Rodriguez, I can't understand you. You're like lagging out.
That's only you, Gordo. Because everyone else is like fine.
Rod, can I take a picture of this and write it later?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, what did you ask again, Rod?
So the point slope? What about the point slope? How does that look like? If any of you guys can remember.
A slope
Nah.
with a specific point.
I mean, you're kind of on the right
what it means.
path. No, they're kind of in the right path, but look.
Y minus y equals m. Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were gonna put x minus x.
It's not
Okay.
y minus y, it's y minus y1.
Right. Okay. So basically what we use this for is to, let's say they give you they'll tell you draw a line with this slope and this point that goes through point 2 and 5 or something like that, right? So you would use a point slope formula to find the equation of that line. Okay, let's make sure we have these two down.
Got it.
Okay, so let's another review.
Parallel lines.
Yes.
Parallel lines.
Parallel lines. So what are parallel lines?
Two lines that go in the same direction but not on the same plane.
Like go like that don't touch.
So they're in the same direction, right?
Yeah,
And if they're both going in the same direction, they will never touch. So I mean, for example, traffic, we expect traffic to go in a parallel line, right? Because we don't want traffic to ever touch, because that just means that would cause an accident, right?
Then we'll die.
Exactly, pretty much, right? Fiery
Maybe
crash, the car turns over, fiery crash, everyone dies. Okay, so
That was
Dang, a
kind of
little
dark there,
violent.
Rod. That was kind of a little dark, you know.
No, you know what? I've ever since I've started working out there, I've seen a good amount of accidents on my way to Cerro Blanco. So
I've always wanted to see
I-
a man running while he's on fire.
that's why.
I don't know. I just want to see how he'll look.
Cassie, you're a weirdo. First you like pedophiles, then you with the people. Oh, I can't, Cassie.
Remember, I'm recording this, so you know, let's not
Oh shoot.
Okay.
Y
Alright.
equals -3.
So I have an equation here: y equals -3x plus 6.
Wouldn't you have to flip it? I think, or no?
No, not necessarily, not this one. So the question is, what if I want to have a line that is parallel to this equation? What do I need? What would that line need to have? Well, first of all, let's just say, what is our
Yeah.
slope?
Cut out.
Your slope is
-3.
-3, yes.
Yeah, and then
And our y-intercept is 6. Okay. But if I wanted to draw a line that was parallel to that, what needs to stay the same?
X,
Well, besides x
Y,
and besides the y,
3X. Is that right?
right?
But-
So
Can't remember.
the line parallel to this has to have the same slope. So if it has the same slope, we can guarantee that we will be going in the same direction, right?
Right.
So that's what dictates whether we have a parallel line. So I want to draw a parallel line, and I want a line that goes through point -3 and -4. Okay. So this is
where'd
where
you
we're.
get -4 from?
I just brought it up. Like that's just this is a point that I just randomly came up with.
Okay.
So the question is, I want a line that is parallel to this. I want a line that is parallel to this that goes through point -3 and -4. Okay, so this is where we would use our point slope formula. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. Let me know when we have this because I need to make some space. So.
Okay, hold on.
I got it.
Got it.
I got it.
Robert, Gordo, April, y'all got it?
They're just screenshotting, and Gordo's most likely playing the game. Someone's playing the damn game, and they're not on mute.
I'm playing the game.
I ain't playing no damn game.
Yeah, he's real life shit.
It's recording, people.
Stop cussing.
Okay, so we know that our slope has to be -3, and our point has to go through -3 and -4. So if we plug this into our formula, this is what we have. So we have y minus -4 should be equal to -3, and then x minus -3. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this equation for y. Let's make sure that the y, is by itself.
Rob,
Yeah,
the formula that you're using is the y minus y equals m, and then x minus x.
yeah, but that should be y1 and x1. So this is our x1, this is our y1. Okay. So
Okay.
what we would do right here is that those two turn into positives, right? So this, we rewrite this as y plus 4 is equal to -3, and then x plus 4. Or sorry, plus 3. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that -3 and we are going to multiply into everything that is inside the parentheses. So y plus 4 is equal to -3x minus 9. And then we want to leave y by itself. So what would we do?
When you like subtract 4 on both sides.
Right, we're going to subtract 4 on both sides. And so we're left with y equals -3x minus 13. Okay, so what we just did is that we found a line that is parallel to -3x plus 6. And it's going to go through a specific points, -3 and -4. Okay, so let me just kind of graph it really quick or show you guys how it would look like graphically. So let's just say we had a graph, and I'm going to say that it should look something like, actually, no, it should be the other way. The graph should look something like this, okay? You know what? Change my mind, let me do that in a different color. So this is y equals -3x plus 6. And we're gonna, now we came up with our line, with our parallel line. And this one's gonna be like, well, this is gonna be y equals -3x minus 13. And it's gonna go through point, let's just say -3 and -4, so it should be somewhere around there. Okay. So this is what our answer is, right? Y equals -3x minus 13 is our answer. And so the idea here is that we want to find the equation for a parallel line. And this is all review from
Last year.
From last year, from algebra, yeah. Okay. So now, let's say we have y equals 5. Does anybody remember how that line would look like?
Can you say it again? I didn't hear you.
Wouldn't it go up and down or across?
It actually, yeah, you're actually right. It would go across.
Because there's no second point, right?
Right, right. That's good. So the question was, how would y equals 5 look like? So it would go across where y is equal to 5. So that should be 5 right there. Okay?
Yeah, I'm
Now,
smart. So
Can we remember? And let's just say again, -3 and -4. We want to go through that point again. So can we remember what kind of slope these horizontal lines would have?
Horizontal.
What kind of slope do they have? And if you guys can remember from last year, remember if we did that ski guy, dude, or whatever?
Oh yeah, he went up, and then he went down, and then he went up over.
Right. So when you're going up, the slope is positive. When you're going
Yep.
down, the slope is
It's negative.
negative. When you're going across, the slope is what?
It's not determined.
Actually, not
Or is that the end one?
the what?
The end is that the not determined one is where he go over it,
Right.
over the end.
If we're going down, this is actually called undefined. We call that undefined.
Yeah,
But what about when it's straight across? What kind of slope would that give us?
that even slope.
Not an
I
even
looked.
slope.
I forgot. Oh,
If you guys remember, it was positive, it was negative, and when he was going across, he was saying that was zero fun, right? Zero fun. So
see,
the slope should
Zero,
be,
0 point or zero slope. Zero slope. They're right.
yes, that's zero slope, exactly.
it would
Okay.
be helpful to have my binder.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. But anyways, so yes, the slope for this would be 0. Okay. So our slope should be 0. Now the question again, we want to find a line that is parallel to y equals 5 and that goes through points -3 and -4. So let's try to put it again into that equation. And so, okay, so right here again, that should be y plus 5, right? But something interesting happens here where the 0 is at, because we need to distribute. But what would that create if we multiplied everything by 0?
Zero. No. What is zero slope?
So since we have a slope of 0,
If you
if we multiply everything, what would happen to everything that is inside the parentheses?
turn to 0.
It'd be 0.
Exactly. Everything multiplied would be 0. So it doesn't really matter what we have inside the parentheses because since we're multiplying by 0, it would end up as 0. So now to solve for y, what would be our last step there?
Wouldn't it be the -3 or the x?
Let me see. Sorry, and I don't know why I put a 5. It should actually be 4, right? So what is our last
Okay,
step?
I was confused.
Because
You counted the one as a. I thought you just counted the y as a 1.
Right.
I
So
was kind of confused about it.
so what would we do there to leave the y by itself?
Subtract.
We would subtract both
4
sides.
on both
by-
sides.
So it should be y is equal to 0 minus 4, which is -4. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, and then graphing it, let's go ahead and if we graph this, we would come down here to where we have -4, and we would draw a line that is straight across. Okay. But if you guys notice, I mean, we don't really have to go through all that. All we have to do is know that if it's going to be parallel, it's got to have the same slope, so it's got to be horizontal as well. And if you notice, our answer ended up coming out to the same thing as that point right there. So all this work isn't necessary, but it just goes to show you why it is the way that it is. Okay. So let's try. Let's try, for example, now x equals 5, and I want a point that goes through -3 and -4. Okay. So now, how would the graph of x equals 5 look like? Remember, we just said it right now.
We're going up and down.
Sorry, I can't really hear you, Lejean.
Wouldn't it be going up and down?
Up and down, yeah. So you said up and down. So we'll go to where x is equal to 5, and it'd be going up and down like that. And again, let me do that in a different color. Like that. Okay. So remember, our slope is undefined. Okay. So we can't really. All we can really do is say, okay, if I wanted to go through point -3 and -4, it has to go through that point. So what would my equation need to be?
Say it again. You cut out.
So what would my equation need to be in this case? Because we have, it has to go through point -3 and -4, and it needs to be parallel to x equals 5. So we know that it has to go up and down like that. But what would be the equation? What would it be?
Hold on. Maybe like 4 -4 in parentheses.
So we're doing
No.
the formula y minus y and all that.
So with this one, we don't really need to do it because since our slope is undefined, we really can't do it that way.
So
Okay.
is it y equals mx plus b then?
No. We already know, look guys, we already know that x is equal to 5, right? And we need something that is parallel to that. And it needs to go through point -3 and -4. So
Point in between
All right.
-3.
our answer has to be x equals something.
-2 maybe?
Or what about,
Or all -3. But you said sorry, you said in between them.
in between them? Where'd you get that?
Nothing, never mind. Keep going.
So remember, it has to go between it has to go through point -3 and -4. Okay, and it has to be parallel to x equals 5. So the graph has to be x equals -3. Okay.